Assalamualaikum doctor and all my friends. I hope you're all doing good. I would like to share my views about Enola Holmes. After watching Enola Holmes, I feel like this movie is really great. The theme of this movie is clearly about the feminism and equality. Besides that, I found three sociolinguistic aspects manifested in this movie. There are the portrayal of patriarch society, the portrayal of women, and gender stereotype bias language. I noticed the portrayal of patriarch society, so the setting of the movie took time in the Victorian era, which lasted from 1837 to 1901. And in this era, there was divided gender roles in terms of the idea of distinct spheres. And the ideology of patriarch is manifested in this movie. As the movie started, we could notice that at how Enola is treated unpleasantly and unfairly by her two brothers, Mycroft and Sherlock. So it can be seen from the way Enola's oldest brother, Mycroft here, hold the highest authority in their family. In the movie, he is portrayed as the one who has control and make the rules for Enola. Clearly, it shows how patriarchal society in England so strong at that time. From these statements, it can be understood that Mycroft is keen to rid his mother's influence from Enola. So Mycroft portraying women as a typically weak and helpless. In contrast, Mycroft wanted to be seen as strong and brave or a rational man, so he took Enola as his word here, which then implied that he is superior. He wanted to control Enola's life and create new rules that Enola has to follow. He wanted Enola to be a proper young lady that society accepted. Also, this statement is in line with Kant, which signified that the marriage was possibly one of the most significant points in a woman's life in the Victorian period. They don't have freedom here. Women were forced and pushed to be the ideal Victorian women by men's expectations. The women had to prepare for what was to come in their life, as it would define their fate. They need to get a proper education as well as behave in a good manner to prepare themselves as acceptable wives and responsible mothers of their husband and children. Another interesting aspect that I noticed in the movie here is the portrayal of women in Victorian era, where women is seen the one who sacrifice and have their responsibility to take care of their husband and children. And besides that, women were expected to have feminine attributes as well as innocence by men perspectives in the Victorian era. The example can be seen from these statements. From these statements, it can be implied that women are more likely expected to be communal, meaning that women expected to act, think, behave in a good manner to become acceptable wives and responsible matters such as they have to stay at home, take care of their families and do the child raising and so on. And the last thing that I noticed in this movie is that there are biased language that were used by some characters. I think the usage of the biased language here really portray the language that is unfair or not a fair representation. The creation of biased language is started because there was inequality in the society. This inequality is mostly related to gender stereotype. So the types of biased language that I can identify from Enola Holmes is the gender biased language and the title biased language. From my opinion, this gender-biased language may reinforce assumptions that men are restricted to certain roles and professions. A simple alternative of these words can be servant or helper. And also, I think this title bias language may define the titles and status of someone, where it could lead to how they be treated by the society. Alright, I guess that is all from me. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.